Hi, guys. Welcome to the Open Opinion Podcast. My name is Damon.
And I'm Vil, and we were sitting here with two beautiful ladies from the Girls of 317.
Elena.
Lily.
Nice. I feel like there's no common courtesy in social media.
Okay.
What do you think about that? You think that's just a part of it, or do you think people became kind of disingenuous just because?
I mean, you got to think about it, bro. It's social media. You don't have a real presence on social media. Everything's a facade. Everybody can hide behind that screen and do what they want and say what they want without really any consequences or their repercussions. So
Yeah.
That's really my opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real conflict on social media. It's all just laughable conflict that's kind of brushed aside easily by turning your phone off.
Facts. And if there is conflict, most of that stuff is really flamed off for money.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you guys' opinion on that?
I definitely think that people are going to post content that's going to grasp people's attention, whether it's real or fake at this point. There is no true lifestyle. There is no true anything anymore, simply because people are chasing the fame, the clout, the following base, and that comes with an incentive of cash. That literally comes with a money incentive. So they're going to post the content that is going to get them the most views, the likes, whatever, simply because they're getting a monetary value from that. And it doesn't matter if it's real at this point. You can completely change your entire persona, who you are as a person, everything that you stand for, just to cater to a following base filled with people that are not real in a sense. You've got 100,000 followers spread all across the country, all across the globe. For what reason?
Yeah, I mean, none of them actually know you, you know.
Exactly.
You don't have to be personable and show your true character and true wills with really any of them, you know, as long as they're feeding into what you're selling.
In my personal opinion, it's more so of a sellout than anything.
Yeah.
You are literally selling out who you are, your personal identity, your likes, your dislikes, simply because you're catering to this larger fan base following to appease who? You are now so outside of your own realm, and you will eventually lose yourself because you've catered to the outside public.
What do you think people really gain from that?
Honestly, I don't know. There's definitely
Their dream persona.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You can be whoever you want.
in my personal opinion, it's nice to feel wanted. And if you've got 100 people consistently commenting, oh, you look gorgeous, that looks so much fun, your life looks perfect, whether it's perfect or not, you're getting that validation that your life is everything from these outside people, and you feel satisfied from that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really you're more so rewarded for being disingenuous than you are rewarded for being genuine.
Facts.
And I feel like it's come to a point where when people are genuine and speaking on their true intentions and opinions, they're kind of shamed for it. Kanye is kind of an extreme example, but you know, when Kanye was kind of faking who he was and what he wanted to the fans, he was more of an idol, whereas now where he's kind of cut that out and is really talking on what he believes in, he's kind of become more of a joke.
But you see all the hate that he gets for that.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can't really, people don't want to be uncomfortable on social media, and being genuine breeds a lot of uncomfortable feelings.
I definitely agree with that. It's easier to put on a fake persona because if somebody sees that on the internet that you know in real life, they're like, oh, that's not who they are. Well, it doesn't matter anymore.
Fact.
They can completely change their persona. It's like, oh, well, that's not actually how they are. So it's it doesn't matter. They can change and alter their identity because they're scared to show who they actually are and create this false reality of, okay, this is what I am on social media and here's how I am in real life. And if the people on social media love it, but the people in real life love the real version, in their heads, it's what does it matter? Because I'm catering to all sides of the spectrum.
But you got a lot of people nowadays that's okay, if I can persuade myself on social media as this person that wears Gucci and drives all these expensive cars, they use it in a way, I feel like it's an excuse because people want to be able to put that into reality for their real life, and people actually see that for them, but it's not as easy as people make it seem.
Right.
It's not as easy for you to drive those expensive cars, to get those expensive cars or whatever it is. But people feel like, oh, if I can put this on social media, 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen in real life, and it's not that way.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people think the easy route to success is like faking it, whereas really that's not
Fake
a
it till you
route
make
at
it.
all. That's just like, a stand-in to the actual making it.
Facts, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people also who they want to be on social media, and hence who they showcase, because you can be whoever you want to be on social media, kind of bleeds into who they actually are, and they create this persona in real life that imitates this perfect social media person, whereas in their shell of that persona is someone completely different. And you can't really, once you create that shell, it's so impossible to come out of it, and it creates such like anxiety within your spirit.
And I think that fake it till you make it mentality, it's supposed to be coming from, okay, this is what I want, and I'm going to cater and live that life until I get that. Like, you live the life that you want to have. But it is stemmed into a complete sense of false reality.
Yeah.
And it's not what that terminology used to mean anymore. Fake it till you make it. Like, let's take confidence, for example. You might not be a confident person, but as soon as you start to express yourself in a confident way, eventually you will become that confident person. That's what fake it till you make it is supposed to be. And now it's turned into, I'm literally going to fake the person that I actually am to appease a social media following.
Yeah, until you become that successful person, which you have to take a lot of steps in order to get there.
And if I'm being honest, I feel like that's where a lot of anxiety and depression comes from. Is people trying to put this persona on social media that, oh, I'm so big and bad, I'm so well known, my name means this, my name means that. And you don't get that same reaction or same interaction on social media that you do in real life. It makes people like second guess themselves and really question, okay, what do I really offer? What do I really bring to the table? And 9 times out of 10, it's not much.
Yeah.
And people don't see that shit, and they won't until the shit really hits the fan for real.
Yeah.
Until people's social media starts reflecting what their real life is, they're not gonna really grasp a hold of what's happening for real, what's going on.
And there's like also those advantages of being disingenuous with, how people kind of treasure that nowadays. Like take publicity stunts. That's like the complete opposite of being genuine. You're faking something so that for clickbaits, and it gets you that reward. It gets you that profit per click. Whereas, being genuine, if you're living a boring life, that's not very attention grabbing.
Facts.
And I think too, like, it's so much easier to hate something than to like something. So if you're creating false content and somebody disagrees with it or hates it, you're like, well, that's not really me, so it doesn't really affect me, so I don't really have to care.
But you put it out there as that.
Right. But like the thing is deep down inside yourself, you're sitting here knowing, okay, maybe I said something and the internet went bonkers and was like, I absolutely hate that.
Yeah.
What they said was horrible, XYZ. Well, then they turn around, they're like, well, in real life, the people that I actually do know in real time, they know that's not me. They know those aren't my beliefs or my values. And so it's easy for them to just be like, whatever, got the clout I needed. Even if it's bad attention, they're still getting money from it.
Yeah.
They're still profiting from this.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that saying, like any attention is good attention in the media nowadays, like that hate kind of breeds
Bad publicity is good publicity.
popularity. And it polarizes the audience too, to where before you had loyal fans that just agreed with everything you said, but now you have people checking on your social media every day, basically fans that don't agree with anything you say, but they still give you that reward.
They fiend for the drama.
Yeah, bro, people fiend for drama so much now. I mean, that's kind of like where the reward for like disingenuous comes from,
I
like
mean,
trolling. People love when people troll, even if they hate it.
So question to you guys, do you guys feel like somebody's value goes down because of them being dishonest on social media?
Within themselves, yes.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think it kind of depends per person. Some people are completely fine and satisfied with how they are just like displayed on social media. And even if it's real or fake, they're completely fine with it because they have the money from it. They have the fans, they have the following, they have what they want from that. And some people are like, whereas like I'll take myself for an example. I have about 3,000 views on Snapchat. And for a long time, I just stopped posting because I was like, I am now catering to what people want to see me doing, like the wild, free spirit Elena, the girl that jumps in the Indianapolis Canal in the middle of January. Like, I have now catered to what people want to say because it's like, oh my God, this girl is wild. This girl is XYZ. But it's like, okay, but on Friday night, I sat in my house and I did homework all night. And I'm not showing people that version of me. I'm not showing people the smart person or whatever. I'm showing people like the absolute batshit bonker crazy person. And I definitely felt disingenuous and undervalued because of that, because that's not all that I am.
I mean, they jump to conclusions at the end of the day, and they don't really know like who you are, and they're not willing to actually, like, when people will, especially men, they'll slide up on your stories and they'll say stuff, and that's not true at all. And then they assume that you're going to be a lot better, like a lot more fun, more attractive. They have all of their expectations so high. So when you're sitting at home on a Friday night doing homework or whatever,
why aren't you out partying? Why aren't you out at the club? Why aren't you doing XYZ? And it's like, well, because I have shit I need to get done, and I'm being a grown up and doing it. Why are you getting fucked up on a Thursday every week, blacking out every weekend, not getting anything done, not being productive? At some point, it's time to grow up and face reality.
Do you think that, like, when you, like you said, you were putting on a fake persona for your followers, and then if you were to, you know, in realization that it's not really who you are, then you start putting on that, like, showing them your true self, that kind of breaks trust with your followers. It's like, I thought you were this person, but now you're acting like you're someone else.
I don't think it breaks trust so much as it's like, I very much so have a wild party girl persona. I lived that life for a long time, and now I'm at a point of, okay, I'm actually growing up and not doing those things anymore like I used to do on a consistent basis. And I think it's hard being 20 years old with everybody else who's my age doing this still consistently, and probably will until they're 22 and graduating. But I just decided to grow up a little bit early, and I think you can attest to this too, because you're younger than me. You decided to grow up a little bit earlier, and it's not so much breaking trust as it's so much sticking up for yourself and not catering to those needs anymore. And it's definitely pissed a lot of people off. It's definitely been like, oh, Elena, why are you not getting super hammered or smoking or doing this or doing that or going to random states on Wednesdays anymore? And it's like, well, because I have things I need to do and I need to grow up.
They don't understand the why. Why you decided to change that.
So
like, I'm
with the girls of 317,
right.
You guys' main thing is events. Correct. You guys throw parties, you guys throw these big bangers.
Right.
Do you guys feel like it's a advantage or a disadvantage, seeing that you guys are kind of getting out of that environment yourself to make it more of a business? Do you guys feel like that's a advantage or a disadvantage?
So personally, we started this for not the... Okay, we started the Girls of 317, the name and everything like that, for everybody that is in Indiana, giving them something that they don't have right now. Like little events that are coming up in the future, like, oh, never thought someone would throw that. Like I did that when I was a kid. That's going to be so fun. Or like really just giving a way for someone to like reach out to us to help them. And like, it's honestly, my opinion, it's a disadvantage.
See, I disagree. I personally think it's a huge advantage. Like I said, like I lived the college girl party, sorority girl lifestyle, and I lived it hard. And I went out with a bang. And like for me, it's like I know what people want. I know what people are looking for in these more party style environments. But I'm at the point where it's like I'm not going to get sucked back into it. So I can actually put on this show. I can put on this event. But I'm giving the people what they want, because I was looking for it for events. Like when I went to bigger scale events that different promoters and different party people in Indy were throwing, I was like, it's missing this and it's missing that. And it just doesn't have the right feel. And it's like, I know what people are looking for because I lived that lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's good in like that situation of like where the businesses you want to curate are dependent on the social media and like the people that want to do those things and
Right.
live that huge life. But for like people that, you know, are switching from the huge party life and like event centers and stuff like that into like creating small businesses that have nothing to do with that. And, you know, you kind of leave your followers hanging thinking like, well, you're supposed to be this person. And I mean, that's kind of why I follow you. That's why I subscribe to your persona. Whereas, you know, now that you've changed, you're not who I came to know and who I came to like. And so that kind of, you know, I feel like it creates a sort of imbalance on, you know, your following and, you know, how your followers view you as, obviously. But I don't know if that so much breaks trust, whereas that more just, I feel like it makes people less likely to trust that other people are who they show on social media.
I definitely agree with that point, but I think for me, personally speaking, like, even though I'm not getting wasted on a Tuesday anymore and doing stupid things like that anymore, I am still very much the wild girl persona that I've always had. Like again, like literally last week jumping in a canal. Nobody just does that. I'm sorry, but people don't just do that. I had a phenomenal day. I needed to end it with a bang, and that's what I decided to do. And so like for my following and for my like people that I have on social media, they're still seeing like the crazy persona. It's just no longer in a frat basement. It's still wild things and it's still obscene things, but it's no longer stereotypical college girl in a frat basement doing wild things.
And I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like since you do have that following, you have a lot of people that watch and listen to what you do and listen to what you say. And the fact that you're making that big change of getting out of that environment yourself and trying to make a profit from it and actually putting it in a business and driving others to see it. You're driving others to see it from a different perspective. And that's what I feel like the world is kind of missing nowadays, is seeing things from a different perspective. You got everybody doing the same thing. You got everybody doing one thing and expecting this simple outcome. You guys are doing it from a different angle. And
that's why I got tattooed on my arm.
So if you don't want to create that imbalance in your following, you should, you know, first off, when you're coming into creating a following, be your genuine self. And I mean, from that, you know, you'll curate a following that knows you as you are.
Right.
And then if you want to build from there, go into something that's related into who you already are in your roots, rather than, you know, starting off as something different than you are and going into something completely different, of flip of the switch to where your following completely disagrees and this follows. You have to start off genuine and follow that path of being genuine into a business.
Absolutely.